time for this day in history. Back in 1921, a radio station, KDKA in Pittsburgh, broadcast the first live sporting event on the radio, which was a boxing match between Johnny Ray and Johnny Dundee. The Pittsburgh Daily Post sports editor, Florent Gibson, calls the event about 4 months before this same radio station's Harold Arlen announces the first Major League Baseball game.
Oh, it's crazy to see how far you've come.
Broadcast, radio, television.
Right,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
I always love listening to baseball games on the radio.
Yeah.
I remember being in my dad's black Altima when I was a kid. Yep,
yes.
Listening to the Cubs.
Yeah, the first sports event broadcast on the radio this day. 1966, Frank Sinatra records his very popular single Strangers in the Night for his album of the same name. It later reached #1 on the Billboard charts, so a classic out of many of his. If we have any Frank fans out there, again, this was in the 60s.
How can you not be?
Yes, he's a classic. But yeah, a good one there. Strangers in the Night was recorded on this day. And just a few years later, in the year 1970, Apollo 13, which is very timely with Artemis arriving home yesterday evening. It was the third lunar landing mission. It successfully launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida on this day, carrying the astronauts pictured there on your screen: James Lovell, John Swigert, and Fred Hayes. The spacecraft's destination to the moon was interrupted by an explosion to one of the main parts of the capsule after an oxygen tank actually exploded on the evening of April 13th. So this then became a very historical event in space exploration, as the main goal was then getting them home alive. They used the free return trajectory that Artemis II used to arrive home safely just yesterday. So we'll actually have more details on this day, April 13th, coming up on Monday in our We the People history segment. But yeah, this was the day that it launched from Cape Canaveral. But I believe it was only 56 hours before this issue took place. So yeah, a big day in the history of space exploration, Apollo 13. And then to wrap things up on this April 11th, it is National Pet Day.
I'm actually pet sitting my parents' dog right now.
Aww,
yes, Callie. She always watches. Callie, if you're watching, I love you.
Yeah.
She's sitting at home, probably sleeping at my
Love
apartment
our pets,
right now.
so shout out to all the dogs and the cats too. I'm a dog person. I have my Jeter at home. I miss him a lot, but yeah.
Check out my
Our
Facebook.
Pets are the best form of therapy. So
I'll post a picture of Callie coming up here.
Maybe squeeze in a walk with your pet early today before the rain.
I will. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Delaney. A new East Side market with a neighborhood